Welcome to Love's. Safe and clean are two words that mean more now than ever before. Love's has been the leader of clean places, friendly faces for nearly 60 years. When you visit our stores, you'll find something for the entire family to enjoy. From our restaurants to plenty of drink and snack options. So whether you're back on the open road or planning to be soon, we'll be here for you and your entire travel party, keeping our stops safe, clean, and stocked with all your road trip needs. Love's, the heart of the highway. Welcome to Love's. Safe and clean are two words that mean more now than ever before. Love's has been the leader of clean places, friendly faces for nearly 60 years. When you visit our stores, you'll find something for the entire family to enjoy. From our restaurants to plenty of drink and snack options. So whether you're back on the open road or planning to be soon, we'll be here for you and your entire travel party, keeping our stops safe, clean, and stocked with all your road trip needs. Love's, the heart of the highway.
And good morning and welcome to another edition of Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, we put God and family first. And, you know, we always start our Monday off with a Bible reading. I'm so glad to have Pastor John here. You tell me you've been here 6 months.
6 months, yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed your prayer this morning, praying for my drivers that come in. And thank you for just coming on such short notice. The first week I asked you, you couldn't come, and you came. And we have a mutual friend.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, and I heard you say he's a good friend of yours. What do you think about Pike County so far?
I love it. I've been visiting here for about 25 years. My folks live out in Banks.
Okay.
And so we've come here and visit them a few times a year as I was in the military for 20 years. So we'd visit then, and then I got out, went in the ministry, and been doing that for the last about 17 years or so. And so always trying to get down here and visit when I get the opportunity. Love this place. Love Troy. And I've seen it growing over the years. It's exciting what's going on. So
isn't it?
Happy to be here.
Isn't it? I get excited about Pike County and Troy every Monday, every day. When I go to schools, I don't only just try to recruit for truck drivers, but I try to recruit for my town.
Sure.
We got great restaurants, great schools. We've got one of the coaches here today with us, and it's just a community that's close knit.
Yes.
And I tell people, if I hit the lottery, I wouldn't leave Pike County. I wouldn't leave. I may do a little upgrading around the house, but I wouldn't leave Pike County. But you're going to read us a scripture this morning. I'm excited after hearing your prayer. I'm just excited to hear what your scripture is.
Okay. Well, you know, as I spoke to you a couple weeks ago, and you think about an opportunity to do something like this, and whether it reaches one person and it helps them, or whether it reaches 100 or more than that. And I just thought, what is something in this limited time I can read and share that might help someone?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible tells us in Hebrews chapter 9, it's appointed unto man once to die, and after this the judgment. People think about that. You know, we prayed for those truck drivers, and in the background there's a safety class. I saw a truck that was on fire there. That stuff's happening every day in people's lives, and we see that. COVID, of course, has affected a lot of people, and I mean, we've lost a lot of wonderful, wonderful mothers and fathers and children that was never expected. You know, a year and a half ago, none of this was on our radar. But the Bible does say that all of us one day are going to die. It's going to happen. And as you get older, you think about that. And what does that mean? Is there a God? Where am I going to go? What's all of that? This thing about eternity, and people think about that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So in light of that, I'd just like to read a scripture, if I can, here this morning, and it's found here in the book of John. Mm-hmm. And there's a man that comes along, and he's asking the same question. He has questions about what's going on, and he comes to the Lord. Let me just read just about 15 verses here or so, that, and because the Bible says it so much better than I can. But this man is coming and has some questions. It says here in John chapter 3 and verse 1, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God, for no man can do these miracles thou doest, except God be with him. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. And so what he's telling this guy is, you want to understand all the things about God, but until you know him personally, you're not going to be able to do it. That's what he's telling him. So he goes on, he says, Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Jesus answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water, in other words, from his mom, and of the Spirit, from the Holy Spirit, from being saved, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Now he's explaining this to this man. Marvel not that I said unto thee, you must be born again. This is what he's telling this man. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. Nicodemus answered and said unto him, How can these things be? Again, he just doesn't get it. Jesus answered and said unto him, Art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things? Verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and you receive not our witness. He's just saying you don't have the ability. If I have told you earthly things, and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? And no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. And then these last two verses, which are probably, which I'll close out with, maybe two of the most popular verses. You see them in football games and all those kind of things. People hold them at the background because this is really the closure. This is really the emphasis of all Christ is trying to tell him. He says this, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And that is the most important thing that I can share with someone today, Haas. And I appreciate the time so much. I tell you what, anytime I can share the Lord with somebody, there's nothing more important than that. The Lord himself came here and he said, I've come to seek and to save that which was lost. And mankind needs help. Only God can give it.
You know, we've been blessed here on Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line, but since we started the prayer and the scripture reading to start the show off, I can't go to Publix, I can't go to Walgreens without somebody, in which I love it, people don't stop saying, I like that. Yeah, I like this, I like that. Yeah. And we have a lot of listeners that don't call in, that don't say nothing unless they see me, you know, and they don't put their name on the internet. And I don't watch numbers.
Right.
The reason I don't watch numbers, because I feel when you said that, it really touched me. If one person hears and tells one person, and that one person, little numbers can turn into big numbers.
That's right.
I save change. I've been doing it for years. Every year when I go on vacation, my change pays for my vacation.
That's good.
And that's nickels, dimes, and quarters. So thank you for allowing to come here and taking time out your busy schedule. And I want to tell you this. I invited you, but you can call back and invite yourself. My door is already always open. I want to tell you about your church, that if you have anything that's going on and you have announced, this here is funded by Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We don't have a sponsor. I don't have a certain time I can do this or a certain commercial slot. We fund this for the community. So if you have an announcement or church announcement, all I ask you to do is email it to me, and I'll be glad to read it.
Okay.
And at no charge to you and no charge to nobody else.
Sure.
I tell people this, I love old people. And I love kids, if you see the commercial with the kids in it.
I have. It's good.
But if you have a member that's just reaching a milestone, turning 90 or something special, and you want me to just read it, just get it to me.
All right.
That's what we're here for. And thank you. And I want you to take a cup home with you.
Thank you.
I want you to take a cup home with you and have a cup of coffee. And hey, we'll see you next time.
All right.
We'll be right back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Take the worry out of Wi-Fi with managed Wi-Fi from Troy Cable. Say goodbye to dead zones. Automatically update outdated technology. Get the most of your signal with specialized access points. With worry-free Wi-Fi from Troy Cable, you can enjoy a full-strength signal reaching every corner of your home. Think fast. Think friendly. Think Troy Cable.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, Every weekend, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today. Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross, Blue Shield. We also have a dental plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
When you think Troy Cable, think of a world-class network. Think of friendly local customer support experts. Think of reliable internet, phone, television, and security for your home or business. Most importantly, think of a hometown company connecting its community. Think fast, think friendly, think Troy Cable.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Hey everybody, Mike McDowell, driver of the Loves Travel Stop Ford Mustang for Front Row Motorsports. Just want to send out a special thanks to all you out there that are working so hard to keep America moving. We know that the world's crazy right now and things are trying and we know that this is a difficult time, but we're so thankful for you guys that continue to stay on the road and keep us going. We know it's not easy and you have family back home and friends and we just appreciate it so much. There's so much that we take for granted that we realize right now that without those trucks going around the country, we wouldn't have any of these supplies. So thank you guys very much. Keep up the good work, and we appreciate it.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we put God and family first.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Guys, we got so many benefits. I wish we had some help. We do. Oh, we got per diem. We got a dental plan. Oh, we got team drivers. We got paid vacation.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Troy, Alabama.
Wait, Hoss Daddy, you forgot something.
Oh, the $1,000 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Money, money, money.
Welcome to Loves. Safe and clean are two words that mean more now than ever before. Loves has been the leader of clean places, friendly faces for nearly 60 years. When you visit our stores, you'll find something for the entire family to enjoy, from our restaurants to plenty of drink and snack options. So whether you're back on the open road or planning to be soon, we'll be here for you and your entire travel party, keeping our stops safe, clean, and stocked with all your road trip needs. Loves, the heart of the highway.
Welcome back to Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. I am so excited this morning. Coach, what's going on?
Not much. How you been?
I've been good. Hey, look here. You saw the picture taken. No, you wasn't quite. You hadn't got here. You know, me, Kevin Baker, and Frankie Sears are going against. You know about competitions. I'm trying to get me some tips now. Me, like I say, me, Kevin Baker, Frankie Sears is going against Kelly Sanders.
Okay.
The boss's wife, Christy Kitchens, and Amanda Floyd.
Okay.
And we're going to see who can ride 26 miles first.
Oh.
But there's a good part to this. All the proceeds go to the handicap field, softball.
Good.
You know, for the little kids, you know, in the wheelchair and stuff. All of it goes. Nobody gets nothing. We donate our time, and I really want you to, you know, give me some pointers. You know, ladies can't beat us, can they?
They can.
Huh? Why they not coach?
They can. Remember, I coach men and women, so they can. So, absolutely.
I walked into that.
Yes, you did.
You're not there going back to your team and they say, oh, we came in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't blame you.
Choose words wisely.
I'm excited about it. The most thing I'm excited about it is a chance to help those kids. I have to admire them. I've had 3 surgeries on my foot this year, year, and it's been a struggle. But I found joy, not joy, but I found courage when I go to Publix or Walgreens or CVS and I see a kid that can't walk or one arm or 1 foot. And I have to thank God for mine being like they are.
Absolutely.
And so I was glad. Kelly Sanders, and I'm not trying to pump up, I'm just telling the truth. Me and her have did some things together. Well, she just lets me be a part of it, but we get so competitive.
Right.
We get I don't want her to beat me. She don't want me to beat her. But it's always for a good cause. And at the end of it, a lot of times we go to her house and Stephen, our boss, will have dinner or drink. And it's always a fun time afterwards, you know.
Competition
But
is a great
this
thing.
time, they want to put a pie in my face, Coach.
Oh man, stakes are high on this one.
Stakes are high now.
Stakes are high.
On my show. You know, it's the boss sponsored, but it's like my show, and you just go
put pie in your face.
And on my show.
You better not lose.
That's right. I gotta win.
You have to win.
I have to win. I mean, I got nice furniture. Look at
do,
this stuff.
Leather and everything. Yeah.
Well, so let me ask you something. How long you been at Troy?
I've been at Troy. This is my 7th year. 7 years down here in Troy, Alabama. And came from Yale University, so there for 14 years before I came down here. Before that, I was at a Division II school in Pennsylvania, Millersville University of Pennsylvania, and Lafayette College in Easton, Pennsylvania before that. So I've been at this game for a long time.
So, Pike County, you love it?
Different, yeah, I love it. I do love it. It's a different place. It's a lot slower than where I grew up and where I'm from. But, you know, we've adapted well. It's a close-knit community. You know, people are always willing to help. People are always willing to go above and beyond what they need to do for you. So it's been a great experience for my wife and I, for sure.
Good. What about your team? How they doing? I just heard you say you coach ladies and men. What kind of experience is that?
It's different because you're managing personalities all day. You know, you're managing every different personality you can possibly think of. We had a team of over 100 this year, men and women. So, and there's only a staff of 6.
Okay.
You know, so we're at it all day, every day, and just trying to keep personalities together. It's a great experience. So, like I said, 26 years I've been doing this, so it's nothing new at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you take, like, I'm sure you have a personal team or something you root for. Do you take that and mix it and mix?
Yeah.
I'm trying to start now, but what's your football team?
Philadelphia Eagles. I was born in Philadelphia. I'm a Philadelphia boy. So, love the Eagles. So it's a lot of heartbreak.
I'm gonna tell you something, and everybody's gonna laugh at me when I say this.
Okay.
I was a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Oh boy.
Listen now.
I'm listening here.
But I was Tom Landon.
Okay.
I love the old school hat, the long trench coat.
Absolutely.
Now I'm gonna tell you how old I really am. When Tom was like fired, like, you know, I can still remember I bought about 3 of them cars for a couple of years.
Yeah.
The Cadillac with the square, you know, I remember him driving off. And I said, I can't say that. And so Dallas won, you know, 3 Super Bowls and all. I just never could go back. So I picked up my man Tom Brady. And I just follow Tom Brady wherever he goes.
Yeah.
But do you ever take that when you're coaching? Do you get tips or motivational speeches? What do you? It's got to be. What my question is: different tactics for the women, different tactics for the men?
It's always different. I try as hard as I can to coach them the same way, but each individual is different. You know, you have to figure out what makes each person tick, and I think that's what's made us successful, being able to talk to individuals and get them to perform at the highest level. And you know, being from Philly, you know, the Eagles, that whole area, it's a gritty place. It's a blue collar town, and it's always about hard work. It's always about just getting your hands dirty and doing some things. And that's the attitude I try to bring to these kids here. And you know, it's different now. It's not the same as when I was a kid and you were a kid. You know, motivation is different, and you have to evolve. You know, everybody always talks about branding and having a brand. Well, if your brand doesn't evolve, neither is your team, neither your performances and things like that. So I try to make sure I preach that to them.
What about your track and field team?
We've been on the rise for the past 5 years. We've been doing extremely well. You know, we've had a lot of conference champions. We've had a lot of top 3 as teams performances on both the men's and women's side. We've been sending kids to nationals, USA nationals. You know, we've got some kids that are running on the pro level right now. So, you know, it's been good, yeah.
Now, let me ask the question: what is the pro level? What speeds though?
Not. It's a lot different than when you're looking at football and baseball, but and basketball. But for us, I mean, if you can get some kids that are getting those sponsors, getting the agents after they're done, and being able to, So I mean, they're running. Prize money is limited in track and field. It's not the same. Sponsors aren't the same. Okay. But these kids, the ones that go on are ones that want to work hard. You know, track is not for the faint of heart. You've got to be able to put in a lot of pain and a lot of tears, a lot of aggravation. There's going to be a lot of disappointment along the way, but you just have to be able to stick with it.
You know, that university, Troy University itself, is so good for Pike County. To me, it's just one of those deals that, I don't know, I just get excited about it. Anything that's positive in this county excites me. You know, our plastic, our sister companies, KW Container, they're just booming. Yeah. So I can know how you feel. Like you say, your tracking team is just running along. Yeah. You know, progress leads to success, and you get so excited when I can just tell you atmosphere when you go to talk, and I can tell you love both sides, the men and the ladies. But when you go to winning, something about winning, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's funny because as a coach, you get just as excited about it as the kids do.
Yeah.
You know, I hear a lot of coaches that are out there, it's about them, and for these kids that compete, they're the ones that are doing the work. We're giving them tools to be successful. But at the end of the day, these kids have to go out and perform. And track and field, it's a one-on-one type of thing. You know, you can't hide in track and field. If you haven't done the training, if you haven't gotten yourself together, it's going to show once you compete. And I try to explain that from day one. You know, the people, all the hard stuff that we're doing now, not everybody's doing it. You have to be better than that.
I'm going to give you a chance to think about this question when we go to a commercial break. We're going to go to a commercial break, but I'm going to ask you the question now. Okay. I'm not going to want you to answer. I want to know your fastest male on your team. Okay. And I want to know your fastest woman.
Okay.
And I just want to hear them, and I want you to invite them to come. And I'm going to let them speak because you just said that the sponsors are low, and you never can tell. Somebody may see them. I'm sitting here, my wheels are always turning. My wheels are always turning. I may give one a piece of lead and get the other one a piece of plastic and do a commercial with them. You never can tell. So I want you to pick out your fastest. We'll be right back because I got to have me some coffee. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
No problem.
Take the worry out of Wi-Fi with managed Wi-Fi from Troy Cable. Say goodbye to dead zones. Automatically update outdated technology. Get the most of your signal with specialized access points. With worry-free Wi-Fi from Troy Cable, you can enjoy a full-strength signal reaching every corner of your home.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. Though you've probably heard these words before, it's our wish for all travelers. for those carrying the things we need and visiting the ones they love, those that take to the open road to feed their families, to see new sights, to get ahead. They spend hours, days, nights, even weeks on an endless ribbon of highway. Through the weather, the breakdowns, the closures. And then they see it. Glowing in the distance, that familiar sign. A sigh of relief. Each day, thousands stop by. Each different. Each with one thing in common. They need this. They need us. They need a home away from home. A place where everything is exactly the way they like it, and the everyday is done extraordinarily well. So today's a new day. Let's be that place. An open sign where there's none for miles. A familiar face that always says, "Welcome back." A meal that refreshes their soul. Let's be that place where they can grab a warm shower after a long day and be that crew that can repair just about anything. Let's say, rest easy, weary traveler. You made it. But let's not stop there. We will lead how America's highway travelers refresh, refuel, repair. We will return every traveler to the road better than they came.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we put God and family first.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Guys, we got so many benefits. I wish we had some help. We do. Oh, we got per diem. We got a dental plan. Oh, we got team drivers. We got paid vacation.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Troy, Alabama.
Wait, Hoss Daddy, you forgot something.
Oh, the $1,000 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Money, money, money. Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today.
At Travel Centers of America, we know that life on the road can present challenges. That's why we created the TruckSmart app. The TruckSmart app makes life on the road stress-free by putting all of the services and amenities at TA, Petro, and TA Express right at your fingertips. And for Ultra One members, the app makes the perks of membership even easier to access. The TruckSmart app helps you get what you want when you want it. For starters, you can search TruckSmart to find which services are available at the TA, Petro,
and we're back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Now, before I go any further, let me get myself out of trouble. Wiley Sanders Truck Drivers, good morning, and thank you for the job you do. I want to especially thank the guys and ladies that came over Friday when I was cooking the hot dogs, and I want you to know that was for you. And I didn't tell nobody, didn't tell none of the high ups. I just did it. And I want to tell y'all, the president of our company, Mr. Trace Parker, walked out there and he patted me on the back and said, "This was a great idea." Well, I want to tell y'all that idea was not from me. It was from drivers telling me about the grills and wanting the grills up there. And I felt that to break them in, maybe I need to cook it myself and not cater it. Just have somebody from safety to come over and cook for y'all. I want to tell y'all, that's not going to be the last time. Leon Miles has reached out to me, and these things I come up with, I listen. Doug Kitchens, our safety director, calls it deaf ears. Don't let it fall on deaf ears. Drivers, When y'all tell me something, I listen, and I try to make it happen. You want the ATM? I listen. We made it happen. But I don't want no glory. I don't want no credit. I want you to be happy. The drivers of Wiley Sanders Truck Line. So I want you to know when you tell me something, if there's any way I can get it done, I'm going to get it done. But I want to thank the people around me. Trace Parker, Doug Kitchens, John Smothers, Ken Bray, Frankie Saris, Kevin Baker. Those, Coach, you was just saying a while ago, we get the credit, but it's the kids that doing the hard work. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't need the people that are helping me to stop, so I let people know that this ain't me now.
Absolutely.
I'm just I think John in the Bible was a flow runner for Jesus. I'm just a flow runner.
Right.
But these people have to support me and do these things that I'm coming up with. Kevin works real hard. We got a caller here. I'm going to take this. Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
This is Matt Clark from Trojan Detail.
Matthew Jordan from Trojan Detail. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
That's good. That's good. Matt, somebody was asking me the other day, they was getting ready to move, and they were saying that I know somebody that would move them. At Trojan Detail, you're not just a car wash, but you're a moving service too. Am I correct about that?
You're absolutely correct.
And so you can move it, and you just have to come out and look at the job and give them a price?
I come out and look at it, and I give them a price, and we'll have them move it.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. So what do you do on a rainy day like today? You'll still wash them if somebody needs it washed?
Well, we don't wash in the rain. So,
okay.
In other words, what I'm saying, we will wash it, but we also have a thing that we pull them in and we wash them. It's up to the individual. We still clean them up. We have a base.
Okay, well, that's good. Hey, man, you guys do a great job over there. What about the senior citizens? I've heard that they got deals going on. I'm trying to, I'm kind of old, so I want to know about that.
Well, that's a great thing. So our senior citizens, if they come up on Mondays, we'll give them $5 off their car. Senior citizens on Monday.
Senior citizens, y'all hear that, senior citizen? If you come up on a Monday, you get $5 off of your car. Hey, Mr. Jordan, it's always good to hear from you. You're in the moving. But also you do driveways and patios. Am I correct about that?
We press the line, mobile homes, everything you need, we clean it up.
Well, Matthew Jordan, it's always good to talk to you right there at Trojan Detail. Hey, man, you be blessed and be safe out there. Watch this weather.
You too. Have a good day.
You too. That's Matt, them over there at Trojan Detail. Coach, if you need your car washed now, they can take care of it over there on Brandon Street. Right. But what I was saying is these drivers, they tell me stuff. Mm-hmm. And I tell other people, sometimes you got to have a man that just in the click. Mm-hmm. He's clicking from this knob to this knob. And man, I can't say enough about our lady drivers. Mm-hmm. We got some lady drivers, Coach, that can doggone sure get with it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's always names popping in my head, but we got so many of them. If I mention some and don't mention others, I'll be in trouble. So right. I just say they're good. Mm-hmm. They're good. One of the ladies was out there with me when I was cooking Friday. I just showed up Friday about 10:30, throw some charcoal on the grill, throw some hot dogs. And we just sit around and eat hot dogs and talk, man. It was so nice. And it's
simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
And but what I was saying before I took the call, one of our drivers, Leon Miles, and there's just people with good hearts. He come to me, and another deal, I didn't come up with this neither, but I'm going to do it. He wants to have a barbecue for one of our drivers that been with us 37 years. Wow. Unfortunately, he was a diabetic, and he had some issues, and I don't want to just get into all what happened to him, but he probably won't drive again. And we're going to have a cooking, and just have him to come down and get his family to bring him down. We're going to have a little cooking, and I'm going to do that cooking there myself.
Good.
I think you only participating well when you come out the knit pants and come out the shirt and slick shoes and get down there with them, put them blue jeans on and turn that meat and say, hey, this is for you. You make me. And that's the point I'm trying to get when I do that. I saw one of my lady drivers in there this morning, and she won a safety award. We was giving her a cup, and she was just so happy. She's training another lady, and in my business, most of the drivers I get are trainees. Because professional drivers are just hard to find, most of them in one spot, and they want to stay. So we focus our time on keeping what we got. Keeping what we got there. Imagine you have players, you know, you be wanting to keep them there. And
absolutely.
Yeah, you recruit other players, but you got certain players, you don't want them to go nowhere.
Oh, exactly. I mean, recruiting, it's the lifeblood of any program. And you get kids that you can identify with and bring in to kind of share the vision that you have. Most times it works. Sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, recruiting, just like you know, I mean, recruiting never, ever stops. Each year you're always looking for different people to fill holes, fill gaps. And I kind of, what you said about making sure you're getting your hands dirty too with the workers that are there.
Yeah.
During the beginning of the pandemic, when we came back to school, we were working as coaches every day with these kids, both the men and the women. 6 in the morning, we wouldn't get done till about 5:30, just doing different workout groups. We might be saying the same thing for 11, 12 hours, but it was the same thing, and we're out there with them the whole time. We're eating lunches out of our cars, out of the truck, or whatever we were doing, just trying to find time to get everything done. But I think the kids know that we're always there with them and always there for them. And you know, just like you're saying, you know, you may recruit people, but you're loyal to the people that are on your team and stick with it. And
that's right.
That's the way it's got to be.
That's right. In my business, truck drivers are the only part that brings a revenue. Now, it takes all other components to make it work, but the revenue comes from the driver. Mr. Stephen Sanders is very strict about taking care of the driver. He's charged me and Doug Kitchens to take care of them. And man, I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing like having. I know you probably got some coaches. You know, Doug is the safety director. And I don't know what my title is, but anyway, well, he gave me a head recruiter. But Trace don't look at it like that. Right. Trace Parker, he's the president. I promise you, when I introduce him to people, to drivers, if I have a group of drivers that I'm doing on a tour and he comes out there, he don't even want me to do that. Right. Just tell him he Trace Parker. We ain't got no big eyes and big U's. Man, people relate to that so good. So, you know, and that's why I relate to, you know, getting out there and doing things, or sometimes just giving a driver a ride myself instead of getting him a ride. Right. You know what I'm saying? And guys look at that, and ladies look at that. It's been good for us. And putting God and family first has just been awesome. And man, we running. Yeah. We like y'all. We running. We growing. We running, and we need help. And it's not because we're a bad place to work. It's because we've been in business since 1959. People have got old and retired. I'm gonna be one of them soon. I mean, I'm gonna go when it's time to go. I'm not gonna hold a position when a younger person can come in. And as long as I'm energized, and you know, I take the young guys and the young ladies, and I take, like when we was taking pictures this morning, that energetic me, boy. I'm ready. I'm ready. If I can just hang in there with them, you know. When I ride that bicycle, 2 things gonna happen. I'm gonna ride my turn out of Haynes, gonna come in here and get me. I will not quit. I will not quit. I'd be a good team on you, play on your team. On over. I ain't fast, but I still. And speaking of fast, who's the fastest man you got on your team?
Right now, fastest man on our team is Matthew Likely. He's
Matthew who?
Likely.
And where's he from?
He is from Evergreen, Alabama, actually.
Evergreen, Alabama. Yeah. When you go back over there and watch the look on his face, put this in your phone, remember this. Okay. Ask him, does he know? Oh man, I got to think of this DJ name. Oh man, what does his say? Oh man, I can't think of that. Who's the fastest woman?
Now it's gonna be different now. This one's gonna be in the 800 meters. She's on the national list in the 800 meters. You know, she's pretty much solidified getting into the first round of nationals right now. So, Gemma Finch. Yep, she is from England.
England?
Yeah. So we do worldwide recruiting. We go everywhere. We leave no stone unturned.
So how do you find somebody in England? You go over there?
Recruiters, people contact us, kids contact us. We all have connections as coaches. When I was at Yale, we used to take a trip to England every 4 years. We would compete over there, and met some people there that will throw me names every once in a while. So connections are key.
DJ Fry.
DJ Fry. Got
You
it.
tell your guy from Evergreen, I bet he go, Coach, how you know Fry?
Yeah.
He's been around a long time. Well, I want to extend an invitation, and of course, I would like you to come back with them, but I want you to bring them.
Okay.
Especially, and let's just talk to them. Let's just see. I don't know what the school requirements are, the laws and all. I don't want to get into nothing to get you nor me in trouble, but I would love to do something with them.
Okay.
I really would. I would love to do something to get him a little exposure.
Okay.
Anytime I had an opportunity to show my community that we're with them, those kids that you see on that commercial, they're from right here in this community. They're not nowhere where we went out and looked for star kids. We look for good kids, and they're from right here in our community. And I showed them what God gave me the vision, but I told them that right there. I just told everybody. I did tell them what poster to make. I had parents call me, what they gonna say? I said, I don't know. We'll work it out when we get there.
Figure it out, yeah.
And we'll figure it out there. And we sit here and we figure that out. You know, this pandemic, I know you've had to make adjustments. I've had to make adjustments. I'm ready for us to roll.
Absolutely. Being secluded and not being able to do the things I need. I haven't seen my family since Christmas of 2019.
Yeah.
So, back up north. Just because my parents are getting older, I didn't want to take the chance. Or, catching something on a plane and bringing it back here, give it to the kid,
Oh yeah, but you just have to be. I'm not ashamed to say it. I had corona, and thank God I lived through it. I was real sick, but I think living through it just made me want to fight more. I don't want to live in no shell and be scared. I want to live, and I'm not gonna do nothing dumb and just go around 1,000 people. But I'm not gonna shelter myself into a spot. Me and you was talking. We got another great thing in common. I know Kevin was saying that. When he gonna get to it? You love motorcycles.
I love them.
I love them too, and we rode together before and have had lunch together. And, I miss that. We used to meet on Wednesday nights and eat and talk. I miss that.
I do too. I mean, that was
I miss that.
Great time.
It was always a time that we could come. I'm reading these texts that Kevin is sending me. I don't know. But it was always a time that we just sit down and share what we like. What we like to do, and
it was always open, and everybody had fun.
Yeah, everybody
no
had
stress.
fun, having dinner, and that's what life is about. That's what life is about. So y'all got any Olympics or anything, official things coming up now that you?
We have our conference. We have our Sun Belt Conference Championship this week coming up, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 weeks after that, we've got our first round of nationals down in Jacksonville, Florida. We've got some kids from overseas that have qualified for their country's championships. I've got a coach right now that's one of the best jumpers in Europe right now. So she's a long jumper. She's one of my assistant coaches now, and she'll be jumping all summer, hopefully making the Olympic team for Switzerland. So we got a lot of things coming up. The Olympic trials are coming up and things. So.
And that's right here in Pike County. That's what I love. I started doing tours at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines because I could stand up there and say, we make this, we make that, and I got my can up on the head. I could say, we make these plastic cans, and look up under your counter. We're the largest plastic manufacturer in the world.
Oh wow!
And I could see people like going
in Troy, Alabama.
Yeah, Troy, Alabama, showing their phone. The population is on. Well, we're big. We're small but big. You know what?
And that's the great thing.
University just piles. You talking about kids from England and Switzerland, and my sister works over there, Dr. Diggs.
Okay.
Yeah, she works over there, and I just tell her all the time, Troy, and I see now with where you say you go out and get people. My sister came there. She went to college at Troy. They hired her and then told her to go to Auburn and get her doctors, and your job will be here when you get back.
That's good
and
stuff.
And she called me, and I didn't agree at that time. I was a lot younger. I didn't really agree, So Mama was gone, Daddy was gone. That was coming out of my pocket, And I'm like, you got a job.
Right. Why do you need to go do it?
You gonna stop working?
Right.
But I see that now, and she's done good. But I'm gonna tell you something I see, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the only industry, and when I say we're, I'm talking about Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and in trucking company. I can't just throw them out. I don't use no names, but there's no industry that I know. Some are 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna call the name of the school. I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
Then some are 6, some are 8, and some are 10.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend, the highest I know is 5,200. 51. Some are 3,000. But you can come out of that school and walk into a job making $40,000 or $50,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't bad.
No.
Everybody, me and my sister come up in the same household,
Mm-hmm.
eat the same food,
Yeah.
sit at the same table. She can read circles around me instead around me. I could think around her,
Right.
on certain things. And so what I'm saying is that was the route for her. That was her route. My route was the route I took. We're both successful,
Yep.
different paths.
Different paths, yep.
So, and I try to make it, guys, don't be intimidated that mama was a teacher or daddy was an engineer. Don't be intimidated by that.
That's what I try to get through to these kids. I mean, like I told you, we have 100 people. So with 100 people, you have a statistic. You have statistics from every walk of life, every different, and I told you, all over the world, different demographics. And don't be afraid to be in a small place and then shine on a big stage. That's one of the big things I tell them all the time. And we enjoy, as coaches, to watch our kids go to these big competitions and come out there and beat some of the big boys. It's always fun to do that because they can compete at that level if they really choose to. It's always a choice.
So you have a wife and kids. How many kids you got?
One. I have one and done.
You was real quick with that, Coach.
I'm 40. I'm gonna be 48 in July with a 4-year-old. I started real late.
A 4-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Good, you coach.
Oh yeah.
Who's in charge?
Oh, that 4-year-old. Maddie. Maddie is definitely in charge. She's grown a lot, and my wife is one of my assistant coaches. So,
really?
Oh yeah. So we work together, and I mean it's an interesting dynamic that a lot of people wouldn't be able to do. But,
okay, let me ask you this, because I seen Nick Saban coach. I'm an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
You don't get excited like that, do you?
Oh, I do.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
Well, I seen him get on the assistant coaches. Do you get on her?
Okay, so not that kind of yeah. The good thing about us is we've figured out a way to do what we need to do at the office or at the field, and then leave it there. I don't like to talk about work once I get back. Sometimes it's hard. Sundays are a nightmare because we're trying to plan the week. But usually once we leave on Monday through Friday, like when we come back home, I'm trying not to talk about it. I just want to enjoy doing nothing and not having to think. So like,
really?
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, and we have to do the recruiting and stuff like that. But we kind of do that separately, and then we come back together and talk about who we're talking to and things.
That could be interesting.
Oh yeah,
I could see that could be interesting. Especially make a call and you think it's a bad call, or she think your call was a bad call.
Right.
And, it's kind of hard not to just, if you hadn't have told us, I've seen Nick when they throw the ball when he thought they was going to be running it, and he turns around and
flip
he goes,
out.
What?
Yeah, not that kind of flip out, but
yeah. But I think it's good when two people can figure out what works for them and make it work. And I can tell by you. I never met your wife, but I've just seen you at Bike Week when they be like, "What you gonna eat?" And you be like, "I don't know. Just want something to eat. I'm hungry." And we be riding. Where you want to go? And you like me and Kevin was. I think that's why I go. It don't matter. I just want to ride.
That's all I wanted to do.
Just the only time I got, but I need to be riding, guys. So we go ride. Let's don't just stand around. Let's ride. And I think that makes it exciting, and it just in your personality, and I could see your kids buying into your system. I could see that, and that's the biggest thing. You got to buy into the system.
Yeah.
We made some big changes at Sanders, and it was different. It was different. I've been there all my life. The only job I had all my life, but I believe in growth, and I believe that you can't always. My granddaddy said something, and a lot of people gonna admire this, and some are gonna understand it, and some are not. When you had cows, you had like a bell cow, but you only had one bell cow, And when you call the cows, when that bell cow got to come, and the rest of them would come.
Mm-hmm.
And my granddad used to say, everybody can't be the bell cow.
Right. Right.
So he said, when you ain't the bell cow, you just gallop along with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me, and I gallop along with these young ideas, these people that was coming in, and it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
We have a team now that does our social media, and they're young, and they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not, hey,
right.
Go for it.
Yeah, the social media is a different world.
Different beast.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that. So
Right.
why am I going to be putting it in? When they tell me to be somewhere, take a picture, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me stand like this, I stand like that.
Right.
And when you get where you can listen and are willing to learn, you will learn.
Yeah.
And people will be more acceptable to learn. They like working with me because I'm going to cut up and act like I know. Like when I walked in here this morning, hey, I'm 15 minutes late.
Right.
First thing I said, where y'all been? Guy, you're 15 minutes late. Right. How you going to ask us where we been? And just work with them. So, Coach, you keep doing what you're doing, because I've been hearing about y'all over there. And man, let's keep that school going and pumping and growing. And all it does is help the community. Mm-hmm. We get out of this pandemic, and you got people over there that's done good. And hey, bring them on the show and let's just let them talk. They can record it. They can send it to their families. We get around. We get around. Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders. We're not just limited here in Troy. Mm-hmm. And with this social media we got, they're getting us on out there. And I'm doing like my granddaddy said. I'm trotting along with the bell cow. Exactly. I got my head like this. I'm just trotting along. They say be there, I'll be there. And when we learn to do that, I know you have to get certain kids to get the other kid to buy into you.
Absolutely.
Or to what you're doing.
Success is, they have to see that. They have to see the success of people. And that's what I was saying about Matt and Gemma. They've worked and worked and worked. And, Matt transferred here from Alabama. He started at Alabama, came here. And,
really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's a big statement within itself.
Yeah. And, I mean, we recruited him. He wanted to go to a big school, and that, can't take that away from him.
Mm-hmm. So, when you recruit a guy, I'm just curious. What are the first process? You like contact? I guess it would be a contact.
We look them up. They send us information sometimes. We look them up to see. Times don't lie. Distances don't lie. So it's really easy to be able to see, did this person run this? Did this person jump that? We identify that. We figure out if that's fallen in line. Then we get a chance to, we make the call, talk to them. I'd like to hear if they can communicate, which, like kids today, it's different. Communication is completely different. It used to be you could call a kid and they want to have a conversation. Now kids want to text, kids want to email, kids want to use social media for communication. So you just have to see who can I stand in front of, look eye to eye, and try to get the most out of.
So are you telling me that you do that by email or texting, but your preference is?
My preference is always having somebody that's going to be able to communicate, because at the end of the day, once they get out of college, we can't do everything. We can't communicate for them. The athletics isn't going to be able to communicate for them. They have to be able to stand in front of somebody, go through an interview, do something like this, talk. And, a lot of people can communicate. It's just usually in written form. But, we've got to kind of get back to the verbal forms and lines of communication where people are comfortable being in front of each other.
Well, that'd be good. So that'd be good when you have your tutor come on this show. That would get them a communication skill, because, like you said, if they go further, that's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be holding up the box of cornflakes.
No, yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you. Me and Kevin. Mm-hmm. Kevin filmed my first commercial.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We was riding motorcycles one day, and we was needing some drivers. And I said, man, we ought to go into advertising. And boy, we filmed it on an iPhone and sent it to the president. And it was a joke. We was really joking. And well,
look at you now.
The guy says, when are we gonna start that?
Mm-hmm.
And I came here to Troy Cable and got with them, and it was really good. But I want to read the last question. I got to put my glasses on. Mm-hmm. The scholarships are off. Okay, I did that. Kevin making sure I complete this. Now, what if a student is out there and they think they're good enough, but you haven't contacted them? Nobody's haven't contacted them. Could they contact you and just say, Coach, will you look at me? Do you do that?
We do. We definitely do that. A lot of our team, they're walk-ons. And a lot of the kids that score for us or you know, make splashes on relays and things like that, a lot of them are walk-ons. And
really?
Yep. The thing about where all of us came from, the three coaches that came here together, myself, Elliot Blount, and Michelle, my wife, we all came from Ivy League schools before we got here. So Elliot was from Columbia, she was from Dartmouth. And what we did while we were there is develop athletes. And that's the difference. We weren't getting necessarily game ready people all the time. We were teaching, we were coaching, we were trying to improve their skills. So we felt very comfortable and confident being able to come to a place like this and be able to develop kids. Like, because track and field wise, I mean, there's a lot of diamonds in the rough here in Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee and Florida. You can find some kids that were marginal in high school but have come here now and thrived. And,
really?
Oh yeah. So that's what we
just technique, teaching them the stretches, the hard work,
and
at the end of the day, would it be safe to say? Because I know in my field, hard work pays off.
Hard work is the only thing you can do with track. Like there's no easy ways out of this. You know, we start in September for the guys and for a championship that's in May. We start with the women in September for a championship that's in October. Cross country is here in August for a championship in October, February, and May. You know, these kids, that's all they're doing is they're grinding all the time.
And you're just keeping numbers and telling them when they get faster.
Yeah. Each week is a test, and you know, I go on 4-week blocks really. You know, we each week gets harder and harder, then we drop the volume down, and then we test. And that's how we do it all throughout the year. And it's just a method to it.
Well, let me ask you this. I know this has got to be exciting to you. When a kid comes in, I ain't going to call out no number, but he's running this speed. And he stays under your coaching, you and your wife and your staff, and saying, I'm just going to use 8 weeks.
Yeah.
In 8 weeks, he's a second faster. I bet that's just like.
Oh, yeah. It's you see that because then they start to believe.
Yeah,
then,
that's what I was going to say.
They start to believe, and then, you know, some things you do, it's off the cuff as a coach. So you throw it out there at them because you recognize something in body type or whatever. And you say, this reminds me of so-and-so back in 2011 or something like, let's try this. And it works. And then they continue to compete and they continue to get better. It's a great feeling to see. You know, that's why you coach. That's why you do that. So you can see the joy on their faces.
I could just see the excitement in that. So like when we fix it on our bikes, you know, we looking at this and we put this on and say, hey, that looks good. Then coach sees it. So I imagine it would go on down to the next guy that's running behind him. Hey, when this guy come in, this is what he ran. This is what he running now. You can run that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, like not everybody's going to be a superstar, but improvement is improvement. Times and distances, like I said earlier, don't lie.
You know, I got drivers. I got 2,500 miles a week. I got 3,000 a mile a week. I got these 3 guys now that Anthony, I'm gonna call them out. Anthony Knight, Chris, and Jared Lewis. I don't know Chris' last name, but they're just being competitive. They're just being competitive. They've already sparked the idea in my head. Well, I'm gonna break up some groups.
Okay.
I may do it by dispatchers, and I'm gonna see the dispatchers that. How many miles your group of drivers run? How many miles your group of drivers run? And I'm gonna put pressure on them dispatchers. I'm gonna have that dispatcher come. I'm just gonna competition. If done right and fairly, is fun. It's fun. He's giving me the 1 minute up, coach. So you don't get in trouble. Speak to your staff, especially your wife, before you leave here.
You know, I did this on Saturday, but I appreciate everything you guys do for us. This program couldn't be and run the way it does unless you did what you did. So thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you to the kids as well.
All right. Don't forget to get me the fastest, too. I need to be going. I tell him Justin. He goes, Hey, until next week, this has been Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truckline. Thank you, and you for watching. We'll see you later. Remember, God and family first. Goodbye. Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money.